effortlessness of archiving. Let's go.
The shepherds came to see the baby, stood by his mother's side. Here lay the Savior inside a manger. Oh, what a glorious night. Oh, what a glorious night.
Amen. Let's go.
I hear the angels singing, hallelujah, and the earth receive her King. I know the Lord has come. Sing it out, Jesus Christ is born. Jesus Christ is born. The shepherds wondered, they couldn't hide. Told everyone in sight. All were amazed when they heard how God came down on the glorious night. God came down on this glorious night. The angels singing, hallelujah, let the earth receive her King. I know the Lord has come. Sing it out, Jesus Christ is born. Jesus Christ is born. Glorious, glorious, what a glorious night. Glorious, glorious, what a glorious night. I hear the angels singing, hallelujah, let the earth receive her King. I know the Lord has come. Sing it out, Jesus Christ is born. I hear the angels singing, hallelujah, let the earth receive her King. I know that Lord has come. Sing it out, Jesus Christ is born. I heard that Jesus Christ is born. Yeah, yeah, all is calm now, all is quiet, stars shining in the sky. Below
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How's everything? Hold on, let me.
Oh, what
A glorious night. Oh, what a glorious night tonight. Welcome. Welcome back to my program, to Evangelist Georgia Princess Ministry. And this is Xmas Eve Quarantine Edition. You know, tonight is Xmas Eve. I know most of you are indoor. You are indoor in your prison of your home instead of being somewhere enjoying yourselves. But for the ones who are awake for now, it's 2:20 a.m. Greek time. You know, at least if I'm not mistaken, Eastern European time for all the countries who are in the same time zone with Greece. Anyway, so it is all the rest of the countries in the whole world. You know what the time, because God only knows how many are watching, can be watching it right now, and the one will see me, will watch the program and hear this message later on. For YouTubers now, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel to today's Xmas Eve quarantine edition. So now, YouTubers, subscribe to my channel belong down there, and if you can, press like this video to support me. Support your fellow sister for the work of God. So, it is well. I want to know how you are coping, how you are doing. I will pray for all of you. Please, people, pray for the whole world. You know, good news are coming ahead with the beginning, with the coming of the vaccine. Not only one, but more than one vaccines have been invented to battle the pandemic. So today's message is, you know, Christmas, surprising beginning. So now back to God's business. Turn with me to Luke 1 5:25. Hold on. Mm, okay. Wow. So let's say at the moment, let's read Luke 1, 1. Oh, excuse me, 1, 5. I made a mistake. There was in the day of Herod the king of Judea a certain priest named Zacharias of the coast of Abia, and his wife was the daughter of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. So Luke presents the Xmas story by announcing both the birth of John the Baptist as well as our Lord Jesus. Luke is the only gospel writer who recounts the birth of the John the Baptist. He placed the two babies side by side, so you will compare them closely. He begins in Luke, in that Luke 1 5 to 25, with the announcement of John's birth to Zechariah, his father. Then, in, um, in Luke 26 to 38, comes the announcement of Jesus' birth to Mary, his mother. Then, in Luke 1 39 to 52, a connection between the two is made as Mary goes to visit Elizabeth and magnifies the Lord. Then, in Luke 1 to 57:80, comes the birth of the John and his father's song of praise. Lastly, this is followed by Luke 2 1 to 20, by the birth of Jesus and the song of the angels. So there is clearly pattern in Luke's presentation, announcement of John, announcement of Jesus, birth of John, birth of Jesus, a link between the two pairs as Mary and Elizabeth, pregnant with two unexpected children, meet each other, Again, Luke wants the reader to compare and contrast Jesus and John the Baptist. Both children are announced in advance by the angel Gabriel. That one is in Luke 11. People take a look at Luke 1:11. Excuse me. Both births are miraculous, and in both cases, the angel tells what the name, that name should be. That one is in Luke 13 and 31. 1, excuse me. Luke 1:13 and 31. Amen, somebody. You know, but the look doesn't simply mean and wish to show us the similarity between the two. He also wants to show us the difference. Where John will be something in the days to come, Jesus is already someone at his birth. The first two chapters there then perform and forms that a section within Luke as both tell us of the birth of John and John the Baptist. So, this is a story about an old man in the temple, while Luke will later tell us about a young man in the temple. In Luke 2:41 to 51. That 12 years, that's the first 12 years of Jesus, the 12-year-old Jesus, and this, how, according to a narration of Luke's story of these two baby birds begins in the temple and will end in the temple. Luke records for us the reaction of Zechariah and his wife Elizabeth and Mary, while Matthew's Gospel tells us about the reaction of Joseph, Mary's soon to be husband. And while we will see their reaction in the days to come, it is Zachariah's reaction that is in front of us today. So, let's go. First and foremost, meaningless details. There is a hidden value underneath what many modern readers would think is nothing more than meaningless details. Let me show you what. Herod's one. Herod's Luke's story does not begin with the words "once upon a time" and so on. Instead, it gives a marker where we can date the story. In the days of Herod, king of Judea, that one is in Luke 1:5. Herod is, you know, Herod the Great reigned as a Jewish ruler from 37 to 34 BC, and he was granted authority to rule by Roman Senate and Mark Antony in 40 BC. Today's story happened near the end of Herod's rule when you bring Matthew's Gospel into play. So, the event of today would have occurred around 4 BC. Two, once in a lifetime. Now, while while he was serving as a priest before God, and his division was a duty according, that one is written in Luke 1:8 to 9, if I'm not mistaken. The 24 divisions of priests alternated by performing their duties in the temple for 1 week twice a year. Zechariah belonged to the 8th division of the 24th, or the division of Abijah. So that one is in Luke 1, I think 5, verse 5. Zechariah was one of the some 18,000 priests. And while burning incense was a daily ritual at the temple in the morning and the evening. Because there were so many priests, this is one in a lifetime opportunity. He had one in 18,000 chance to be selected. You have A. You have A1 in 1 million chance of being struck by lightning. You have a one in thousands, thousands chance of dying in an automobile accident, and one in also thousands chance of being murdered. You have you know. Also, one chance in over also thousands of bowling a perfect score, and you have a one chance in 5,000 of getting your hole in one. Yet, yes, there is a second meaningless detail that will occur in each story. Mary and Joseph will go to Bethlehem because none other than Caesar August feels that all the world should be registered. God has made a prediction, that his son, the Messiah, would be born in a Bethlehem. That one is in Micah 5. But the Messiah's parents were in Nazareth. Zachariah, Elizabeth, Joseph, and Mary are all little people. Herod the Great, and Caesar August are the movers and shakers of the day. The king's heart is a stream of water in the hand of the Lord. He turns it wherever he wills. That's what is in Proverbs 21. God moved giant industrial complexes and mammoth political forces all without them knowing. So every year Zachariah goes to Jerusalem and they roll the dice. Loser, 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 never get fixed. Yeah. The lot is cast into the lap, but its very decision is from the Lord. That's what it says in Proverbs 16. How many times did they roll the dice before the Lord fell on Zechariah? How many years did he go to Jerusalem before he was elected? I might marvel at his meaningless details. So, another point. How will I know? One, a long time in coming. When you read the story, Luke intends you to hear the echo of some of the most familiar Old Testament stories, such as Abraham and Sarah. At the same of our story, it has been murdered, 100 times and 100 years since anything significant has happened in Israel. The last book of your Old Testament says these words of one who has and was to come. You know, as he says in Malachi, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the great and awesome day of the Lord comes. So, my Malachi 4:5. 4, chapter 4, verse 5. John the Baptist is the Elijah who has to come. So, two, no, all two. Zechariah didn't believe. During the afternoon, you know, that's a sacrifice. Afternoon sacrifice. Burning the incense was the last thing Zechariah did. Zechariah would bring burning coals from the altar into the chamber of the holy place. So he would bring the incense into a wooden altar, and that one was 3 feet high and 1.5 feet in width and length. This altar would have been just directly in front of the veil that separated the innermost room, known as the most holy place. He would have placed the incense of the heated altar and then prostrated himself in prayer. And while this is going, this is going outside, the people were praying outside. It was then that the angels appeared to him, and Zachariah said to the angels, how shall I know about that? For I am the old man, and my wife is advanced in years. And one to Luke 1:18. Not believing God is always sin. Zachariah did not believe. but he was a believer. So, and then they were both righteous before God. And so it says, according to New Testament, that Abraham before him is saved temporarily in grace. Oh. So, point three, Zechariah prayed for child. We are told Zechariah was actually praying for child. The angel tells him, "Don't be afraid, Zechariah, for your prayer has been answered. Your wife Elizabeth you will a son." Luke, no, Luke 1. Think of it. Think. The angels in front of him was actually in a response to the prayer Zechariah had prayed. And marvel, how can a man pray for so long and then fail to believe when his answer arrives? 4. Adding insult to injury. In fact, the man in front of us, he was not an artist, but a priest. And he wasn't a new priest, but old priest and experienced. When he wasn't working the temple the 2 weeks a year on a major religious holiday, he would have instructed people on God's words. Yes, teaching people to believe God did not was his job. And he was trusted friend and servant of God. Why else would God himself dispatch his angels from other than Zechariah was closer to God? If a stranger doubts us, we pass it off by saying to ourselves, they don't know us. But if a close friend we know or our spouse doubts us, because all we know all of the more deeply. 5. Can I ask God for a sign? Can I ask God for a sign? Hold on. Can I ask? Zechariah was a much better man than most of us, and yet he sinned by asking for a sign. It is wrong to ask God for a sign. It is wrong. Not in everything. Again, the Lord spoke to Hagar. Ask a sign for the Lord your God. Let it be deep as Sheol or high in heaven. Hmm. But as said, I will not ask. I will not put the Lord to the test. And he said, Hear then, O house of David is not too little for you to weary men. So I'm going to Isaiah 7. For Zachariah, it was sinful to ask, but for Azar, it was sinful not to ask. Hmm. Abraham asked God, you know, Oh Lord God, oh Lord God, how am I to know that I shall possess if I possess it? In Genesis 15:8. Why did God answer Abraham's request and not Zachariah? Abraham was already believed and waited for the fulfillment of God's word. Before you ask, Lord, show me a sign. You must believe first. Yes. So before you see signs and wonders, to believe the Lord first and then ask for confirmation is different than to demand for a sign. An official came to Jesus once to ask, the master that his son would be healed. Jesus said to the official, unless he sees signs and wonders that you will not even believe. That one is in John 4:48. Jesus refused to go to the man that said, Go, the son will live. That one is in the Gospel of John. The Bible says that the man believed Jesus right then and there, that he went on his own way. Oh, excuse me. Also John 4. 6. Zechariah goes silent. Zechariah, I believe, was not Judas. Zechariah, I believe, was met by the angel's word. You will be silent and unable to speak. The Gospel of Luke. Zechariah was to leave the temple in just 2 minutes and pronounce the blessing of the people. But in the wisdom of God, the angel made his tongue and lips and left ignore and brilliant for time. A priest who doesn't believe God doesn't have any business telling God's people that God will bless them. After all, if God couldn't do what the angels promised, wasn't Zechariah blessing nothing more than a empty promise? Even so, excuse me, Elizabeth believes also. 7. Second point. So, it's noteworthy to notice that while Zachariah fails to believe, his wife promptly believes. After these days, his wife, his wife Elizabeth conceived, and for 5 months she kept herself hidden, saying, "Thus the Lord has done for me," mm, and so on. Luke 1 to 45. This is the reverse of Abraham and Sarah. It was there that Abraham, the husband, believed, that Sarah, the wife, doubted. Only there it is the wife who believes and the husband who doubts. And this will be the case with Mary and Joseph. She will believe and say, "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let be to me according to your words." While Joseph doubted. Now, point 3. God, God delayed, God, God delayed even to deny. You know, uh, the Bible is filled with examples of how God uses a long process to bring about his purpose. A prophet named Habakkuk tells us to be patient with his words. It's written in Habakkuk 2, verse 3. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. You will not delay. Yeah, it's beautiful symbols in your life. Point 1. Excuse me. Zechariah asks for a sign, and God gives him a sign. Zechariah's silence and his punishment, you know, but it is also the very thing he asked for. You see, oftentimes God causes us to go outside to get things that He will thank us. As we will see, in the weeks to come, God's punishment will be for Zachariah's benefit instead of simply Zachariah's life. God could have stung, and struck with death. God could have said, "Zechariah, because you don't believe your wife will not have son." Anyway, that's what it says in 2 Timothy 2:13. Okay, 2. How should we respond? Do you remember when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were in the position before King Nebuchadnezzar and about, to be thrown into the fire? Here is the words. If this to be so, our God, who we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. Yes. That's what is in Daniel 3:17. This is the spirit of how we should walk before our God. If our castles, are destroyed and my children are caught in the prime, in the prime, if all your stuff is swept away, and if all your wife tends to be naive, believe in God, if you are covered with oil and you sit down and on the dog's nest to but scarf yourself with cotton scarf, if your best friend turns out to be miserable friend and counselor, then you are the same. So he slaves me. That one in Job 13:15. You will denounce your you know obligation to God Himself if your business seems to thrive. What if He delays when your health fails? What happens if your children are ravaged by fatal epidemic or pandemic? What will you say? For I know that my Redeemer lives, and at the last, at the last, He will stand upon the earth. And after my skin has been destroyed, yet the flesh I shall see, God who I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold and not another. See Job 19:25. You know, also it says, I believe we destroy the best of us. Faith, we say that. It's two words of us. Sounds like this. Faith says, it is Sozi. That's what we say in my language. All right, it is well. Oh, what I'm seeing. Albert, me, Laria Blessings, watching from Ghana. Bravo. Bravo. God bless you, Brother Alfred. God bless all of you. So, my message is finished. So, and I have to end the program for now. The whole program is finished. Wow. This is now 2:49 a.m. Which in other words it is 10 to 3 a.m. So, but who cares? This is Xmas Eve. I don't know what is your plans, for little things people can do, because in most cases, I don't know in other countries, I think in my country, Greece, they will have circulation ban. And God will know when they're going to lift the ban. So there's not a lot there's not a lot we can do. There's not a lot of things we can go. There are barriers everywhere. God help us, It is well. So most of the people, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I'll be back to you next week for now for another celebrating edition, quarantine edition. So for me, have a nice week ahead. Have a nice night. I wish you the best for Xmas. So take proper care and blessings to you. Remain charged.